All right.
Okay. Last time, we went through most of our downtime. Um, so, uh, Irenaeus, first of all, before the Salamander Magnius left, we were able to talk to him.
He's out of the camp. Okay.
He's in Orbis. We're going to pick up as the Redshift wanes, and he will be being led to Fort Maricus, where he will be transferred to a boat and then sent off to safety, hopefully. So you all were able to talk to him one more time before he goes. Again, if there's any last second things you want to go for, feel free. But also, based on the other salamanders that were encountered at the same time, everybody in the party has received a full suit of fire retardant clothing, granting fire resistance made out of the salamander skin. So those are available to you, Arane.
Perfect.
And they would just be you could put them in your inventory as common clothes. They're not armor. You can wear them under your usual stuff. So
Okay.
So I had a question.
Go ahead.
Is Agile half plate a thing?
I don't think so. No.
Cool. That was it.
What do you mean agile half plate?
In Pathfinder, there was specifically a hard to get. If you had one of the DMs that let you just shop out of the book, of course it'd be easy to get. Whatever. It's as hard as the DM lets you get it. And Serb has been good about that kind of level. Whatever, so this is tangent. But no, Agile half plate was specifically a Dex build fighter's half plate.
I see. Let me double check what.
Just so you could have higher Dex rating, so that you could have a higher.
It's called the Medium Armor Mastery feat. It allows you to get +3 Dex instead of +2 Dex, and I believe it allows you to move silently with it.
Yeah, you're right about there being a feat for that.
Okay.
Medium Armor Mastery.
Feats are available for people to take if you like them. So feel free to look it up and see if it's something you want. But yeah, half plate in 5e is a medium armor. And I believe that's one of the ones that messes up your stealth. Aaron, you are not on mute, by the way.
Well then, yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So for medium armor, just for reference, it's scale mail and half plate will grant you disadvantage on stealth. Everything else in medium, hide, chain shirt, breastplate, do not, but you only get a dex modifier max 2 with those. So if your dex is exactly 2, or even if it's 3, a breastplate is better than studded leather. However, if your dex is any higher than 3, medium armor is no longer better than studded leather.
Yep, that's the case that I was in, which is why I was asking questions.
Yeah. You could get a breastplate if you like. It is it's expensive, 400, but
stealthy.
They don't give you disadvantage on stealth because it's just the one plate.
Oh.
I think is the reasoning. It's a little bit lighter as well. It's 14 plus dex max of 2 for the armor on that one. So max of 16 if you have high dex.
Yeah, I still think I sit better with my studded.
Yeah, because what's your dex at?
It has a +4. I can't tell you because Roll20 is being unresponsive.
No, you have a dex of +5, dude. So yeah, your AC is 18. With Wait, where'd you get that other? Hang on, where'd you get that other one?
+1 for shield.
Plus for your fighting style, you mean?
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, sorry. It was fighting style.
Yeah, excellent. Yeah, so you're 17, then 18 with that fighting style. So you're set. Breastplate will not help you unless you wanted to take that feat, and even then, I don't think it would help. So.
Nope. Good to know.
Yep.
No, Roll20 is being super unresponsive to me, so I can't check anything.
Understandable.
Oh, can we actually pick up studded leather now? Okay. I guess I will.
I think studded leather has been available for a bit.
Yeah, since you put everything at hard AC restrictions rather than AC index, yeah, I'm pretty sure it's been available almost this entire time.
Maybe I just had some other better things to spend my not so hard-earned stipend on.
I did, though, have a question now, knowing that I can't do anything interesting like that, armor-wise.
What's the question?
That was which expert in crafting in our little motley crew of expedition leaders would I ask for something like a hiker's backpack, or very specifically a razor or a rack that might be able to help me with my current problem of relying on not my horse and dropping all of my stuff just before combat, because my Alvis Taver has been constantly for I think about 6 years now traveling encumbered.
Yes.
I resemble that remark.
This is a really big problem, and
It's just part of my practice.
I have these two giant femurs, right? Which theoretically, in the knowledge of engineering that Alvis Taver has, that this should mean something. It should be able to take upon great strain for him.
So what specifically are you looking to have done that is different from a backpack?
So you know how like a hiker's backpack has a frame that it sits on, sort of like an extra jut, so that it can hold itself straight, and upon the person more, the person acts more as like yes, the backpack is already being held by the person, but more like the straps support it better.
I think I understand what you mean. I see what you're getting at. I think as far as 5e goes, the idea is that the speed penalty is both for, well, you are carrying a heavy thing, but also you have this big thing on your back. You may be less agile because of it. So I think even if you had a big backpack, a big sturdy backpack like that, it wouldn't make a difference. If you had some way that you could trim down the amount of stuff you were carrying, or some extra dimensional space, that would help you out quite a lot.
Could I have a toboggan made out of the femur bones of two Fomorians?
To like drag around behind you?
That is what a toboggan is.
You could probably arrange for that.
Hey, Bet Mountie, do you mind pulling my toboggan?
I mean, it's not really what he's for, but it's doable.
Sweet. I now have a meat toboggan. Well, maybe not now, but I have a meat toboggan I'll put on order. But still, who do I ask for a meat toboggan?
It would probably be Smithy in the end. But honestly, this could be done out of wood too. I get that you like the bones. It's totally fine to use them, but the bones are not required for this.
Yeah, it wouldn't really do anything extra for it, which is what I was trying to do with the bones to begin with. and I kind of wanted like a cane, but they're Fomorian bones. So like I feel as if a well-crafted cane made out of Fomorian bone would still be off-putting some way.
You didn't want to go for stilts?
Holy shit! I mean, I have the dexterity check. Would I have to make an acrobatics roll every time I walk?
There aren't rules for stilt, so
No, there aren't. Can I give myself an extra 2 feet? 3?
I don't think you could just have height in exchange for bones and money. It would
What?
be
I can't. I need to be a taller person.
okay. I think it would be totally fair for you to have stilts that you can like have as an item that are equipable.
What about the digitigrade stilts so that I could actually do something usable with them?
Get some leaf springs in there and go all chill.
Oh yeah, kind of like what that guy does. Like
Yeah, Blade Runner.
these have been invented in real
Murder
life.
your wife.
So you want a functional joint system?
Smithy could do it.
He could do it. I'm just trying to envision what you properly want. So you want a joint system like Chell that also makes you like 2 feet taller.
I think now that we've done some talking about it, and with that stilts idea, I think that is like the best thing we could do with a giant's bones. They ought to be really springy. They're like giant bones, and like via the physics that Gareth knows, player knowledge, right? The giants are physically impossible.
Right. This is true. They would have to have very not dense bones. Right.
Because if they were dense, then they'd be too
Their
heavy.
bones have to be super dense.
But their bones
Right.
would also be. They would have to be. It's the squared law, so they would have to be both like pumice, but also super, super, super thick.
Yeah.
But now you think bone sled is better, Monty? This was your idea.
No. I meant a better term than meat toboggan.
Why? Meat toboggan.
It's just a little more heavy metal album, you know.
Toboggan or bone sled?
A bone sled. I think meat toboggan is like it's like maybe
Progressive
more
album?
punk, you know.
Yeah,
Okay.
Meat Toboggan is an LGBTQT punk band, I'm sure.
You probably fronted for them.
I opened for them, actually.
There you go.
And then Bone Sled was the third show that night. God, Bone Sled, and now I can't unthink it.
Well, because it would. So the stilts would still also solve the problem too. Like, joking aside, now that I'm thinking about it, the encumbrance issue that I had was speed, and also the fact that I had to, in character, drop all my shit before I entered combat, and then have to pick it up. It hasn't reared its ugly head because luckily I've had a horse nearby that I can drop all my shit onto. But
Well, and we haven't had any like one-way fights where we would have had to leave shit behind yet either.
yeah, or the horse hasn't, died, or I've been separated from him. But like the big problem is I am very reliant on that horse, and it's not even my horse.
Right.
It's true.
Which is why now I'm thinking stilts, like as comic as it is, it's in character.
You give Smithy your bones. He can make you some practice stilts, and we'll see where those go. Out of wood first.
Oh, absolutely. And these probably wouldn't want to be taken into combat except for its final practice run.
Yeah, you can fuck around town, and everybody can laugh at you for a few weeks.
I got a 21 dexterity, man. I'll make that shit look good.
Eventually. I'm gonna leave it at that for now, but we'll come back to that.
Beautiful.
So where where were we? So, yeah, we got the salamander stuff. Magnius is on his way out, and as everybody except Irenaeus remembers, Dex invented a spying device using the obelisk communication system.
Yeah, I
So
remember. We have essentially like walkie talkies.
It is a super mini obelisk, basically. It has the same properties, does not generate a useful protection field from the Redshift, but is connected to the multi-direction communication network.
Like, didn't we have to like stop moving to use it too? It wasn't like a walkie-talkie per se. It was more like plant this radio down, and then we can try to use it to communicate.
Much like the obelisks themselves, the item has to be calibrated. Is a good term to the location that's placed. So what Dex has asked you to do is go out to the location, to the fort of the Dragon Prince. Plant this somewhere there it won't be seen, and he will remain here and do the calibrations required on this side while you plant the device so that you make sure that he can see through it. And it has audio too, so you'll be able to talk both ways through it, and then somebody can essentially stake out the fort there without having to without really being at any real risk, as long as you guys are able to hide this well.
Did we come up with or get told about consequences in case it is discovered?
I believe the working plan at the time that we ended was to perhaps put a glyph of warding upon.
Okay.
Such that it would explode if moved.
Yeah.
And I know.
Okay, I missed that part.
I think there may have been another spell or two mentioned, but glyph was the main one.
It was going to be, I think, a combination of that, and then whatever we can do to kind of mold the earth around it, so that way it is as hidden as possible.
Yeah, camouflage.
Yeah.
Glyph does take some expensive spell components, though. You can see that. I just threw it out there from Amber Green's sheet.
Right.
So you guys might need to pitch in for that one.
That's fine.
Jokingly, I say, well, it was the commission's idea. Don't they fund those sorts of things?
Incense and powdered diamond worth at least 200 gold pieces.
Yeah.
So can we just give you 200 gold pieces from all of us?
Then I would have to buy them, right? And would I be able to?
Well, we don't know what this stuff is. We don't even know who has it. But if we just hand over 200 gold pieces to Serb, is that good enough?
Well,
right.
Is it a quantity or a qualitative value? Is it $200 worth of shitty incense? Or is it $200 worth of incense?
That is always the difficult question when it comes to the price of component rule. But generally, it's roughly hand waved that there is some cosmic constant fair price for these diamonds and whatnot. And you can't just bring it to your appraiser friend who says, "Yeah, this diamond is worth 10,000 gold," and then use it.
Alvis Taver will literally be triggered by this anytime it's brought up.
No, yeah. He would fully believe that you could bring it to an appraiser friend and just have that. Why wouldn't you be able to do that? They decide what it's worth. Who's watching? God?
Which one?
The answer to that is yes.
And then the other one is...
we have a god named Sirbai, yes.
Does it have to be one solid $200 diamond that you powderize, or can it be any amount of powderized diamond that equals the equivalent of a 200 mark diamond?
Exactly. And what about like desire or aesthetic value put upon the fact that it came in powdered form first and not in solid form, and that you didn't put the work, effort, and stress into making it powdered? Do the gods care about the value of your time, or just the time of somebody you made grind the thing into a diamond? And he goes on.
There are constraints on the budget. That's just how it is. 200's the top.
Yeah. I think
Where are the profit margins?
I think the best rule is that this guy is responsible for determining those. So
If everybody kicks in, 40 gold pieces, divided times 5 is 200. There are 5 of us, right?
6.
I don't know, man. 40 is a lot.
Have we gotten paid for our past few missions?
You were paid for your past few. I think we might have forgotten to pay for the previous. Let me double check. Indeed, actually, yeah. So your party total payment for your encounter with the dragons would have come out to just about 200. In fact, as it
Isn't
tends
that
to do right
handy?
now. Yeah.
You didn't plan
So-
that though, right, sir?
No. No, the past 5 have been 180 exactly. So,
Okay.
if you want, your party can forego
we-
that payment and arrange.
Can we
for,
call it good then?
arrange for this material to be provided?
Yeah, I think that's a good solution.
Okay.
It's fine by me.
Man, I don't know what my cat ate, but fuck, I can smell that from here.
Gross me out.
Gross you out. I'm the one in a closet.
Evergreen, I'm assuming this is okay with you, and that you're going to have this stuff ready to cast the spell.
Yes, this is fine with me.
Great. Okay. If any of you prepared casters want to make any other preparations before you get ready to go, now would be the time.
Right on.
Did I ever run by my glove idea to Smitty?
You did. We went over that last time. I think.
Sweet.
It's
Cool.
it's going to be a similar deal to making the cores usable. I believe those heat cores.
Oh wait, and what do I need to have to be sure that we have prepared? I was pretty certain there was a spell I needed to be certain I had prepared.
That would be the
we
Glyph
were
of
just
Warding.
talking about Glyph of
It's
Warding.
Glyph of Warding. Okay,
Yeah.
I have Glyph of Warding ready. And of course we get a long rest. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think you did last time, so you should already have it done.
All right. I just don't have my 4th level spell. I have it marked off still. So let me unmark.
Oh,
it.
okay. If you don't, then yeah, click a long rest. You're good.
Okay.
If you didn't do it last time,
I just
Aaron,
I
assume
just
you feel free as
unclicked
well.
the spell.
Yeah, I can't click long enough. My thing is waiting too long. It works every once in a while.
Your character sheet won't open.
Well, I mean, it's open now, but now it's unresponsive. But it will be responsive in like maybe a minute from now, and then I'll be able to click 1 or 2 things, or like maybe set it about on another screen, and then it will be unresponsive again.
Are we in?
Literally burning 200 gold pieces
Yes,
worth
you're
of
in
incense
Orvis.
in my walk-in closet right now.
So I did not just mistakenly.
Probably hella overburdening my HEPA filter.
To get studded leather armor because Mercutio is, I believe, in Orvis now with the rest of the.
Yes. Yeah. Everybody. In fact, everybody except the Brigadier and Nami are here in Orvis at the.
Gotcha.
Speaking of which, when you explain your plan to her, she is currently at the Arisa fort. She says it sounds like a good idea, and she tells you that she and Expeditionist Mortier's team will be remaining there at the very least until you return, continuing to work on the fortifications that they're setting up, and just making sure they're not leaving this place undefended, because we still don't know where those dragons are and where they're going to pop up next.
Yeah, in fact, we should probably be keeping a lookout as we move in case we happen to see them making a move on the way there.
On that topic, I was going to wonder, is there any kind of roundabout scouting that we want to do while getting there, or are we just going to head there and head back?
She says, well, if you're going up the mountains anyway, we do need to get a look at the territory that we're going into in that area.
Exactly.
Have the chance to go any further up and get a good look around. We don't have any scouts sent over there. I've been making sure that our people are avoiding the area as much as we possibly can until we get this whole dragon situation resolved. So you'll be the first to see most of what we can see up there.
Personally, I feel compelled to bring you a most beautiful map, but it is also up to the whims of my party.
Yeah, I mean, if we're going to make the trip, I think we ought to do some recon on the way back, if not the way there.
Alvastaver lets the topic rest if that's the case. I mean, you're the one with the horse. I could at least do some scouting with you if the rest of the party wants to get back home.
Right.
Well, we can move pretty fast now as a party.
Yeah. You guys, first of all, you've been there before, and two, you have your various water walking and other resources to keep you moving.
Yeah, it's basically between every short rest we get 4-hour horses out of Naya, I want to say. I make horses that go really fast, last an hour every 10 minutes. And
That sounds right.
Horse. So between all of that and water walk, yeah, we're basically moving double time all the time.
The difficult terrain of the swamp is not hampering you much at all.
No.
We should set up our thing and if not on the way back, do some scouting as well.
Yeah, like if we're going to go straight to the fortress, then we should head along the mountain ridge sort of northwest before we come back, I think.
Is someone going to be monitoring the device until we get back to monitor it ourselves?
Well, I assume we'll make contact with Decus with it, right?
Yeah, that's the plan. Make contact with Dex, and then somebody from the commission will be assigned to watch this thing 24/7.
Okay.
In shift. Even during the red shift, she says, I'm not expecting to see anything out of this during the red shift, but if there's even the slightest chance of noticing anything occurring in that fort, if they have some kind of protection there, even though it sounds like they don't, based on that salamander's testimony, then we're going to want to see that. So we'll have somebody on it constantly.
Great, thank you. Yeah, it occurs to me that the more wizardly types might even be interested in the ability to have a probe like that out in the middle of the redshift.
Oh, interesting. To watch what happens. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's always been a thing, especially when Van was first getting things set up to kind of, throw something into the redshift and see what happens. But having that ability out in the wild is also very nice.
Personal question: has there been any contact with the damned hallucinogenic rabbit?
Hasn't been seen by any of the teams around here since your last encounter with it.
My guess is that it went back up on the floating island because it wasn't being bothered before.
That makes sense. Still, it's a shame. I would like to wear its hide.
It wants to eat yours.
I see no reason for us to compete then, not to compete then.
I mean, I figured you would just wait until this whole thing's over and then try to get a crew from your guild to come and capture it, but, well...
And split the glory?
Have a live specimen?
Oh, that thing has pissed me off too much.
Too personally affronted, huh?
It poked itself into my brain and caused my line of focus to diminish.
Having a live specimen is nothing to Alvis compared to having something wearable.
Right, specifically to being able to wear its skin. Totally.
Yeah, right.
I learned that here.
That's a Redshift kink.
Yeah, Alvis might have believed you about the live specimen thing maybe 3 or so years ago, but, you know, there's a lot of cool stuff here to wear. And I mean, maybe even to eat.
I wonder if hallucinogenic rabbit meat is hallucinogenic.
Curious.
Maybe it depends on the body part.
Right.
Could be completely poisonous. I don't think anyone tried to bite it.
We don't have any lizard folk in this party, so.
Oh, I should have asked him about the creature.
Who?
Magnus.
Oh, yeah. Well, in any case, is there anything you all wanted to do in town before you take this little disc device on your merry way?
I think I covered everything I needed to last time.
Cool. By the way, just a reminder, as we all know, the obelisks are all powered by a series of magic batteries, essentially. These are managed no problem by the commission so far. You've never really had to worry about them. But when it comes to this device, it will also be powered by one of these batteries, and they do only last a few weeks. So there will be some need to go out and replace this thing at some point, assuming it's safe. So that's something just to keep in mind as you're putting it down and keeping track of where you're placing.
That being the case, I would like to buy some medium, small game traps then. Maybe some bear traps.
You could buy bear traps. They're pretty damn heavy, but if you want them, then
I was thinking of dropping them on at least the beginning way towards where we were going, or maybe even on the area while coming in back, because at least this area will be explored again. Just because we have to go back and get the object.
So are you just suggesting this so that you can capture game on the way there and back?
Yeah. So we can capture game on the way there and back, but also perhaps we might catch an anomaly as well.
I see. Well, yeah. If that's what you want to do, bear traps are in the adventuring gear. Let me see.
How much are there? My D20 is being very terrible.
Items, hunting trap. Where is see adventuring gear.
There's no variety in size. I can only hunt game, bear, deer, and larger.
Let me see. Hunting trap. 5 gold, 25 pounds. Yeah, I think it's supposed to be a bear trap. We have in the past allowed for
just built
homemade trap.
traps.
I don't have a survival skill. I'm a city boy.
Okay. Do you want to learn how to do it? It's not hard.
I don't have survival, but I have my wisdom bonus is +4, so I'm cool.
I mean, in character, Alvis Tabber definitely would want to, but out of character, I don't think the mechanics of 5e work that way.
Oh no, but I think what we can do here is we can have Irenaeus help.
Yeah.
And she can show you how to build traps. And then we'll do it for you. As we are
Yeah, see, you could do it for me, right? And
I figured that's where this was headed.
Bonus because I'm helping you out with the menial work.
But then you don't learn how to do it yourself. So
well, yeah, I do. I gotta learn by watching you.
No, you have to fail in order to improve.
Well, yeah, that's why I fail in the menial task first, and then they work me up like an apprentice or a journeyman. There are levels of failure. I'm part of a guild. I know that.
We're taking you straight to Grandmaster School of Failure.
Is that the wisest? I could pay you.
I don't think you're quite getting the lesson here, Alvis.
No. See, I get it. I'm just trying to avoid it.
Well, kudos for honesty, I suppose.
I know you have trouble with hard work, or even.
I've been to the ditch around here, and I'm like, what? I've helped with this. I made this town.
I've taken plenty of notes.
This map of this hyperbolic space in hallucinatory lands.
In your eagerness to abandon your own projects and studies, you're gonna lose several limbs to the trap you're about to buy. So if you want to do that, that's on you. But if you'd rather learn how to be self-sufficient in the wild, in the field, I can help you with that.
To learn to be self-sufficient.
That
is the most profitable way.
Then we shall have a nice mentor-mentee experience the next time, or once the Redshift ends. This will be fun. This will be great fun.
Well, I need those traps going now so that we can dispense them.
It's like talking to a literal 3-year-old.
It is.
I
Makes me want to smack him.
The player is aware.
No, because Irenaeus is like, no, you're 3. It's time to learn how to do the traps. Come on.
Yep.
Well, I am 3 in character. I'm a 28-year-old gnome. We live to be thousands of years old.
400, 600, 500, around that.
Irenaeus would make a far better mother than I would. And of course, she said that out of character. Yes.
Yeah. You have shown interest in learning, and it is something that I can teach you. However, if your interest is
My interest is in the hides of large anomalous animals. The exact how I get those hides are exactly nondescript.
Well, it's good. I have a way then.
But see, these bear traps that I can buy, I'm gonna buy the bear traps too. I just want medium game traps so I can like efficiently hunt rabbits. A snare shouldn't cost 25 gold pieces.
A snare
It
doesn't.
costs that. It weighs that.
It weighs 25 gold pieces. Or it weighs 25 pounds and costs what? 10 silver?
5 gold.
Damn.
5 gold.
Sorry,
My
5
one
gold.
weighs more than that.
Weighs 25 gold pieces.
What about that?
Snare should not cost 5 gold. And wear 25 gold pieces unless it's a snare for like a deer.
You don't
I just can't believe it's 30 pounds.
you don't make you hunt game that size. You don't trap it. You can a bear or something large and lumbering that is predictable. But something flighty and as anxious as something like deer or fox or badger, or they are far more challenging. They are to subdue, but much easier to just kill. Queen.
Forget about it. There are deer snares.
Oh, there totally are.
There are.
That's just not the. I mean,
It's no, that deer snares are generally for survivalists.
It also requires being in the woods, and
That
we
is
are
true.
in the marshlands right now.
Fuck, I'm looking at a spring trap for boar. That thing has to be fucking hardened.
yeah, no doubt.
It's like a super, kind of a macabre, gruesome way to like actually end an animal's life.
Oh, no doubt. Yeah, I've seen Watership Down. I've actually read it like 6 times, but yeah.
Yeah, it's worth noting that the idea of trapping an animal and then coming back like a week later is has high potential for the sort of thing where an animal will chew its leg off in similar situations. Not necessarily all the time. You might catch one and it may die there, but that's a situation you could be looking at.
Typically, when RNAs is set, like we camp for the night, we running low on rations for the party. Just it's like a couple of fishing lines in the river next to us, or
Yeah,
some rabbit-sized or bird-sized snares that are checked before going to bed and upon waking up, or during the night shift.
yeah. You've done primarily overnight stuff so far, which has always worked out fine. And now that you have Ambergreen and his holy fish and bread that he can generate, it's
I
been
can make
far
food.
less necessary.
That's true.
All right, then. So, out of character, I suppose while rolling survival, which is +0, with an advantage check because of Irenaeus' guiding, but also sort of misleading help, plus me losing 25 gold pieces so I could have Bet Mounty carry or drag in the toboggan, but not bone toboggan, but now just toboggan. Bear traps that I set up along the way.
I mean, you could do that if you want. I'm totally okay with it if you just want to have Irenaeus help you like make homemade snares and stuff.
Well, yeah, I want also snares and stuff for smaller game because I can buy the bear traps, but I also
Okay.
want smaller and medium game.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. How many,
Alright.
how many full big traps are you gonna buy?
25 gold pieces worth, so 100 pounds.
That would be 5 of them, so 125. If you want 4 of them, that's 5. That's 20.
Sorry, yeah, 4 of them. Sorry.
Okay.
75. Sorry, right? No, wait.
75.
No.
They are 5 gold apiece and weigh 25 pounds.
I see where I did my math wrong. Yeah, absolutely. So
You're
125 pounds worth, yes. Yeah, okay. So I want 5 of them. Now
Very well. All right. Let's move along.
And I can't click survival. It won't let me.
Oh boy.
Do you have like an extension that's fucking with everything, or
Everything else is working actually perfectly fine.
I usually just close.
Yeah, I would close and
everything.
reopen. I had the same challenge when I first logged in. It refused to let me do anything.
I usually close everything, all other tabs, all other programs, everything else to make sure Roll20 runs smoothly. It doesn't work, but I do it anyway.
Everything else is closed now.
Okay. So, you guys are going to be able to go as the Redshift wanes. You have on your map already the location of the Princeling's lair. You're currently at Orvis. Getting to Harpum or Castus via the road is free. And then, as usual, with the new updated rule, we will do the first day of travel is also free for you.
now the Princeling lair is the one we were at before with the salamander that was kind of
Yeah.
Yeah.
okay.
Outside.
Just making sure we head in the right direction for
Yep.
when it comes to be my turn.
Yeah, if everybody wants to roll initiative, your tokens are at the bottom of the page, south of just sitting in the ocean. So you can click those and roll initiative, and then we'll move the player token along. So everybody gets it. I'll sort it.
That's a survival check.
That is a survival check. And don't give yourself advantage on the initiative roll, please.
No, the survival check that came in but has not come in yet on my screen should be for the traps.
I see. Well, you rolled a 20 with that advantage.
Sweet. How many traps do I make in the time that I had?
Well, we haven't left yet. You guys are just getting out of town. Right now. You can lay a really good trap on the bridge east of Orvis.
I didn't realize that these traps were also a on-site thing too.
What?
Yes.
Where did you think you were gonna put them?
I thought I was going to carry ropes and sticks and shit that were pre-set up to be snares, and you had to stay. I don't know how a snare works.
Oh, I see. You like deployables? Like you just drop them and set them up and then go.
That's not how a snare works.
No.
No, you have to set them.
Well, of course you have to set them, but you don't
They're not like mouse traps. They're environmental.
Oh,
Yeah, gravity mostly, and then friction is the other one.
That's what the pole is for, isn't it? The pole is for the gravity, so the thing is hanging there.
Right, but you also have to kind of hide them, and
That's why the comical box with a stick propping it up and the candy at the back of it is like.
that's why it's funny.
That's why it's funny. It's a very simplified trap.
I'm all looking on the map. I'm like, I thought we left the city. We haven't left the city. Oh, there we are.
Yeah. You guys little friendly sprite is in there.
Hey, you still haven't rolled initiative, Evergreen.
Well, definitely click the button.
Is your token highlighted?
Yeah, I'm not seeing anything from Albus. Albus, it's okay if you don't roll initiative here. We can just use your number if it's really being problematic for you.
Reopen roll because the map only just opened up for me.
That's survival again.
Holy shit! And it's another 20.
It is. Wait. Oh, so did that happen in real time? You actually saw it quickly?
I saw the survival just now.
Yeah. Okay. Can you try initiative again while clicking your token at the bottom of the screen?
Let me get back to the bottom of the screen.
Deep in the ocean.
Yep, I know.
And Evergreen, if you feel like it, you can do it too, or you can keep that 3 if you really like it. It's not that important out here.
I don't really mind right now.
My character sheet wouldn't wait. Give it a second.
All right, I'm gonna sort it for now. Should I assume that you guys are going to take the day trip to Harpum first? That's the closest other obelisk. It'll be 1 day compared to 2 days to cast it.
So, right?
Yeah, so I can set a trap at least on a guaranteed path rather than some kind of scout-ass path.
Well, once again, why are we setting the traps around here? I thought you were going to be setting the traps near the deployable, so if things try to stumble near it, they get trapped.
I never said that. No, I said
No.
that I wanted to set traps on the path that I know that will be revisited so that we can not only get just easy game, but also potentially anomalous game.
Okay.
I misunderstood as well.
You can definitely deploy.
I could put a bear trap underneath the thing. I'm sorry to talk over you, sir.
You could definitely deploy one between Orvis and Harpum if you like on the road.
I'll deploy one of the bear traps.
Yeah, and keep in mind this is less of a road and more of a known pathway that is over time becoming a bit of a trail that you can follow.
Even better. That means at least some game might be able to, or might more likely walk this way.
Yeah, it will certainly be some years, if ever, before these routes turn into proper roadways. But yeah, should I assume that you guys are going to Harpum first? Because we could just move you over there to start.
Yeah, that makes sense to me.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you'll stop over there. That'll be 1 day of travel. You don't even need to use any rations or anything. So all is well. And you know what? We'll go ahead and give you that survival check. So I interpret a 20 as Irenaeus helps you not deploy it, but gives you advice on Irenaeus. You can jump in where to place it in such a way that it would be secure and hidden enough for game to find it.
Yeah, so for something like this, you're going to want it near either a source of food or water, because it's a big bear trap, right? That's what we're setting up.
Yep.
So you want it near a source of food or water for larger game. That's most likely going to be any tributary of a river, or like around a big fruit tree or bush. And then just placing it in a way so that whatever creature you're trying to trap is most likely to stand in it. So have no more than like 20 feet away from a bush, but definitely around.
You may also consider putting up some kind of sign for your comrades that say, "Hey, there is a trap here."
Most assuredly, yeah.
Yeah, I was wondering if you were going to let people know so they could check it while we were gone. Because, if we're gone the whole waning, like, you might never see whatever set that trap off.
No, yeah, absolutely. I would like to also maybe find a stick or something that I can put a notable thieves' cant on it. It's not need to know what it means, but rather that it's visible.
Montlarin, to your question, I think it's totally fair that you could get a ride from Harpum. And I think the way that would work out is you would be able to hop a ride with Captain Rodile, and he would take you to around that area and then probably drop you off. Actually, with water walking, it would be easy to literally drop you off the boat and then leave.
Right, we could just walk in.
Yeah. And then you'll he tells you you'll have to walk back on your own, most likely. I'm not gonna wait there for you for a few days, but yeah, northward seems fine. We already mapped out the whole south side and ran into that other whatever that other landmass is down southeast. So going up through the bay should be nice. And you don't think those dragons are going to be around the waterline, do you?
Not
Doesn't
up
seem
the
a lot of
coast
water.
like that, nah.
Does everybody else find this agreeable?
Yes.
Yeah.
I was like, everyone
it's
got
fine.
real quiet.
No,
Okay.
that sounds like a good way to go.
Yeah, I think the lag kind of.
Yeah, that's okay. I need to quickly double check how fast this boat goes. I have it written down somewhere right there. Nope, that wouldn't say it. Does anybody remember? Because I think I wrote it down, but I don't quite. I don't quite recall how long this took. How many hexes it goes per day?
Took a boat. This
Yes.
specific.
I'm not
boat?
sure we ever got that detailed, sir, because
This
we were
specific
heading
boat.
back home.
That's right. It was kind of a less than 1 day trip.
Yeah.
I think it would.
What would you classify the boat as?
It's a keel boat.
Okay. I think that's 1 mile per hour. So that's
1 mile per hour is slower than walking.
What does that say? Hang on. My PDF is. Yeah.
Yeah,
so-
no, that's what it says, yeah.
I guess it assumes that it would go more than 8 hours.
Oh, right, that it would run the full day.
Yeah. Which means if you did that, then it would be exactly the same as walking. I believe I ruled it differently. So I'll just say you could go the same distance in a day for now, and if we need to adjust that later, then we will. And we'll say the wind was in your favor or not this time around. So I will just move you through the ocean for now. and we'll get going. So you guys are able to take 2 days to get to the edge of the map territory. And you don't have to do any kind of random encounter checks for this because you are safely going up the coastline here. So let me mark down that you traveled for 2 more days. And then moving along, I think if somebody could move the player token along the coastline, that would help a bit as I clear it out for you. And then tell me where you'd like to stop and get off. That will help. So if you move right 1 more hex, that'll be the start of your wrong way.
Oh.
There you go. That'll be the start of your day, and then we'll go 4 hexes per day. So that was 1.
I guess we'll go in initiative order.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Whoever wants to can just move it along because we're not like rolling or anything.
Are we still on the boat, or did I cast water walking?
No, we're still on the boat.
You're on the boat.
Okay.
I'm on a boat.
Yeah.
It is ocean too, so I'll give you a little bit of extra view. So that was that was 3, I think, right? No, that was 2.
Yeah. At least 1 more, I think. Maybe then we'll camp for the night on the shore. Oh yeah, if we could stop in that beach area, that'd be great.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, then we can camp out of the swamp.
Yeah, go ahead and move your token over there. All right, so Captain Rodile pulls up the boat as the on a safe area of this beachy area, and anchors and helps you set up camp for the night. Alvis, are you going to be putting up more traps here? Did you say yes?
Yes.
Okay. I'd like you to make another survival check, depending on whether Irenaeus is helping you.
My screen is still white.
Oh, great. Can you type a /RD20 in there?
Actually, that's perfect. Because I don't get a bonus from it.
So does Alvis Taver accept does Alvis Taver ask for more help, or does he think he's sufficiently understood how to prepare traps for the type of game he's trying to go for at this point?
Sorry, I was making sure that was typed in before I pressed my press to talk button and ruined everything. Not when it comes to the medium and small game traps that need to be made on site. But for bear traps, I would totally set up a bear trap by myself.
Okay. So no advantage for you then.
But the other ones, I need help with the other ones.
Aren't you a gnome?
Yeah, he is.
I'm just imagining a gnome prying open like a large ass regular size.
Well, yeah,
bear
no,
trap.
Gotta
I
use
would
like
imagine
a lever, right?
he
Right?
uses like his chest to brace like the backside of it, and once he finally gets it folded open, he just has something that he kind of jams in place and then throws it like a frisbee.
Click. All right, good. All right, stand back, guys. Don't ever do this the other way.
Ouch, that's a 7. That's a 17. Okay.
That's better.
And then who will be taking watch tonight while you camp out?
I can do first shift.
We've done shifts, right?
Yes.
Unless
I suppose you know what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna roll a d6, and that'll determine who.
I mean,
checks for the
it's
random encounter.
basically horse watch because we're all in the bubble.
Oh, are you doing that?
Yeah, it's a ritual. I tiny hut every time we short rest.
Fair enough. Okay then. Albus, I'd like you to roll the encounter check button in any case. One.
I'm starting to call it, Nimbus's fancy house of resting.
Yeah. 1d20 turns into a 4. Okay, so you don't bump into anything in the night.
Dad?
Sorry, man. Go for it. Didn't mean to talk over you.
Nap pod. All right. Morning arrives after this evening.
Go to sleep.
To a gnome, a tiny hut is a palace.
Are you getting back on the boat?
No, I think we should make our way across land now. I mean, that's up to you guys. I'm
We're pretty much going due north, aren't we?
That's what I was thinking. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay then. Rodile says, "Well, see you back at fort. I'll scout out what more that I can. Good luck up there. Don't get yourselves killed." And he'll make sure you're on your way before he turns the boat around and or turns it into the sea and takes with the wind.
Right on.
Okay.
So then, while resting, or either before I put up the bubble or afterward, I probably would have done the ice tower and looking with the bird.
Oh, fair enough. Yeah. So we can pull out those locations there.
Yeah. All right. Are we ready to move then?
Yeah, I think so. So now we'll go in initiative order. First space is free, then everyone after that roll the d20 for an encounter check.
Okay.
Please.
If I'm not mistaken, our intent is to kind of come down from the hills above, so probably starting to head off this way would be a good start.
Sense to me. All right, Naya.
Yeah, kind of hooking around.
Yeah.
Up to you where exactly you want to go. And then Naya, when you move, you can roll for a encounter check.
Okay. All right. Well, when I thought we were going due north, that would have put us here. But
yeah,
if we're heading northeast, then I think we need to aim for
kind of like this area.
Yeah, or like here. Because we don't know, we haven't uncovered the map there yet, so we don't know if it's lawn or mountains right there. But I think that's where we need to head.
Climbing the mountains is definitely something you can do. They'll be difficult terrain again, though, and
right.
Horses
I don't necessarily want to.
There.
I don't necessarily want to climb the mountains. I just want to kind of not be in direct sight of the base. So I want to be around a corner somewhere.
The base faces west southwest. So as long as you come around from like the east or the north, you're good. And obviously, if you're in like the hex right here in front of it, southwest, you're still 6 miles away from it, so you're not really in sight of the fort either if you go there.
Okay.
So yeah, something like that.
Does that work for you, Montlarin?
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of an extra hex, but
Well, I mean, the whole point of doing it this way was to get a look at what's around here. So I feel like that's useful.
okay. All right. So, sir, do I click on Naya's token and then hit the encounter check, or just click it?
No, you don't need to click on your token for that.
An 8.
That's an 8. Okay. And can you move the friend's token to where you're gonna go?
Okay, I moved it 1.
Cool. All right. So an 8 is just fine. Nothing interesting happened.
Okay. Unfortunately, it's Roll20 is being very sticky tonight.
Yes, as usual. Montlarin, go ahead.
Still waiting.
All right. See a afternoon roll from Montlarin. 7 is just fine as well. No interesting events here.
All right.
Alvis, you can move 1 more, and you'll be the person responsible for the night check. Oh, right. It's sticky for me too. Please do this.
18.
18. Okay. I'm just assuming Nimbus is doing the thing here.
Yeah.
Got to be careful with these. There have been situations where the map has gone delete by accident. And,
That would be bad.
Control Z works, but scary.
Yeah. Not worth relying on the undo buffer for even 1 step. Totally feel you there.
Alvis, can you roll? Can you hit the encounter button, please? Okay. 9. Does Alvis frequently get up to relieve himself in the night? I assume this is something that happens occasionally.
No, he's on a biological clock, man. It's the most useful time to do it at night, so that you have a period of time within the time everybody thinks you're sleeping, that you're awake and alert, so you can catch them off guard if you're in like a intermittent period of trying to get back to sleep. And so he has trained his biological clock to have to relieve himself in the most strenuous of ways at night.
Okay, so
Strenuous relief.
so creeping out of the bubble.
TMI.
You gotta take
Creeping out of the bubble a few feet away to do your business. You hear footsteps to your left.
Having been ready for this moment all of his life, he takes a knife and throws it that way and says, "Have at you, sneaking scum! Get out here, Swit! Make yourself known." Almost like all of the things you could possibly say to engage a person, but at the same time.
So what happens when you do this is at the point that you throw your knife, you see a human girl carrying a basket, who, until you threw the knife, was skipping toward you merrily without a care, and after the knife made contact, it vanished.
Ah, well, ghostly scum here to bother me while I'm trying to take a relieving shit, he says.
I wonder if that was another time ghost.
Yeah,
Probably.
that's what he's wondering.
It's my
himself.
guess.
And as he's meditating, let's say, he thinks that perhaps maybe this is more to make him feel better about what he just did. That perhaps this merry scene was just going to be turned into another situation to which the orcs, turned that girl into worse. And so maybe it vanished so quickly and, perhaps didn't just pass through me because I just ended the scenario the same way it would have before. And with this hastily, concocted logic put into his head, he finishes up his meditations and puts himself back to bed.
Does not tell anyone anything, does he?
He threw a knife at a little girl.
Yeah.
He does remotely feel a little twinge of guilt about the whole
You mean he has a conscience? You're kidding, right?
It's not a viable reputation to be known for throwing knives at little girls when you're startled in the middle of the night. To be heroic, you have to be on poi. You're just
to be fair, she did have 6 inches on you, but
yeah. Good point. This is what I might say to somebody if it was ever confessed, stupor. But I mean, Alvis knows that the true hero would have had the knife ready to go just before they threw it, and that maybe my anticipation to kick some ass while late at night on my heavily developed, biological clock, maybe that was just a little bit shameful.
this was not how it worked in my young adult novels, and I knew
Exactly.
better.
Yeah, no, Alvis would reflect that he'd never read upon, the silver-haired Gabalt ever throwing the knife at a woman. In fact, he specifically recalled one case where he didn't. And it was all he was ready to go and everything, but it was one of his friends or his horse or something. He forgot the details. So yeah, Alvis Taver goes to bed with shame, but doesn't tell anybody about the event.
All right, very good. Irenaeus, you wake up peacefully. The gang is ready to go. You have the head in for the day.
Well, we are making our way towards the stronghold, yes?
Yes.
Okay.
From above, though, not to the front.
Are we coming from the north or from the mountains?
From the mountain.
Okay. But that still means...
We're going to be coming from
Yeah.
the south.
Yeah.
Southeast.
Southeast is viable for you here, yeah.
Am I taking the first 2 steps?
You can if you like, yeah. If you wanna roll that encounter check there.
Sure. My character sheet. Wait, encounter check.
20.
It's a 20.
All right. Fortunately, the mountains are peaceful right now, and these are the lowlands, so you're able to kind of skirt the edges. So I'm not going to give you difficult terrain here. As you go deeper into the mountains, you will bump into difficult terrain. But these are fine here. Now, should we assume that your next step is to go to the fort from here?
I thought that our next step would be to
North and then fort?
No, we're basically walking along the edge of the base of the mountains, not particularly climbing mountains. We just want to get close to the close enough to the base where we can.
The way I see this plan working is you getting a little bit of height, going a little bit up the hills, and then kind of being in a position where you can look down upon this. Again, as I described when you first went there, this is a fort that is in the mountainside. So you could, if you really wanted to, descend upon it from above. It would just be, if you were doing that as an attack, a very difficult way of doing things and not.
Yeah, but it sounds like it's a really good way of spying.
Yeah.
So
it's definitely somewhere you can lurk out
Yeah, and a
in the
viable
rocky outcrops.
somewhere up in there, a viable location for placing the disc.
We might want to climb a little bit, like not a lot, but a little bit, just over the base. Like, would the bird's eye view be the most detailed?
All right,
Right,
well,
like
Up a little. I mean,
Yeah, given
you
the
could do
specificities of our optical limitations, Alvis Traver is trying to sound smart here. But given the limitations of the technology, we should apply it in the best way that we can. And because we cannot get a macroscopic image, we should try to get a wide image. Microscope.
yeah, we just need to get it close enough that we can, make detail out as they come and go. But otherwise, we want to see as much as we can.
Here we are.
Alvis would likewise ask Irenaeus, "Yo, this kind of place is different than before. How would setting up a bear trap work here?"
One thing to note, I can't change your token sizes on these, but these are 10-foot squares on this particular map.
Okay. And we're off this map. Okay.
You are on the top right corner of them.
Okay. All right.
So currently, you have a relatively flat hillside to yourselves that you have come down upon from the east. Over this, the smoke from the magma is easily identifiable from far off. You're able to safely make your way down the hills, and you can see the full extent of this fort from above. Kind of flat roofed, wide building. You can tell that it has a pair of courtyards, but you can't really see in any further than that. And you think you see the what might be the same salamander that was there before in front of the drawbridge, but they appear to be blue currently instead of the fiery orange that you have come to expect from a salamander.
Oh, he must be sad that his people abandoned him.
Or dead.
Oh,
I have a very intimate relationship with dead salamanders. They don't turn blue.
yeah, I think he's been shifted.
Sounds like it.
How fast?
At the risk of sounding callous, it's a bit
Go on.
bit of a misnomer to call this Redshift if this is one of the results.
Alvis,
Such a groaner.
very realistically, though, I wish I could somehow sneak up and gather the sample without it being obvious that it left. Impossible, I know, but perhaps its effects were shifted in an opposite light.
Right, it might not be dead.
That's also a possibility.
Kind of horrifying idea.
It doesn't appear to be moving right now. But you're pretty far away.
Well, I'm just saying we've seen enough horrifying things in the Redshift that it could have been like turned into a statue and still not be dead.
Right.
You have intimate relationships with that.
Yeah, I think we should figure out where we're gonna deploy this and get to work.
I'm in.
Yeah. So what you have in the area around you is basically a small dusty outcrop that is surrounded on most sides by steep hills leading higher up that you've descended from.
Sounds about right. So we were going to find a place that we think is going to give a good view of the front door and as much as we can see going on from up here. And Evergreen was gonna drink a potion of climbing, and well, first were we gonna deploy the thing and then do the cast? How long is the potion of climbing?
Great question.
Here, Green, take this. And Albus Tapper hands him a bear trap.
It lasts for 1 hour.
Okay, so how long does it take to do cliff boarding?
1 hour.
Oh, is cliff of warding 1 hour? Oh, it is a 1 hour casting
Yeah, it's
time.
an hour.
It's a lengthy casting time.
So we'll basically needed to already place it, or probably more likely what happens is you get started and then the last few minutes I have to jump down there with levitate and kind of hold you up while you finish.
Levitate.
You guys
Just
do have rope as well.
Strap me up.
Yeah, we have rope too. That's true.
But I mean, when you have levitate and you don't use it, aren't you just wasting it?
Yep.
I have been quite a bit.
So Albus Tapper then hands Nimbus the bear trap and says, "It's dangerous to go alone." Since you're going to be the one setting it.
How is a bear trap going to help with this?
You're going to set the bear trap underneath the device.
I worry that a very visible bear trap is going to make it easier to find the device than don't put it.
You can't mold earth?
I can mold earth, but it's only going to be kind of soft. I can't hard pack it into stone.
Even better. That means the device won't be totally useless. But buried in soft, tilled earth. So it will still be effective if somebody tries to take the device.
Yes, but the worry is that it just needs to rain once, and then that nice soft earth will erode away with it. No, we need a stonier point. Use something hard and rigid that won't just weather and...
Okay, so when we were here before, we were out in the front, and there was a rock and a tree.
Oh, we also came up around the back, didn't we?
Well, we came from the back initially because we didn't.
You guys were kind of over in this direction, but like a mile to the west, I believe.
Right, and so we didn't necessarily see it from this perspective. We also didn't know what we were looking at, you know, when we saw it from here before. So it's kind of like, well, we don't have a good vantage point from where we are to see the front door, unless we do, sir. You'll have to clarify.
From where you are right now, you are about 50 feet above the roof of the building, which means you do actually have a pretty good view of, if not the drawbridge itself, where the drawbridge lands. And so from here, you'd be able to see easily anybody who enters and exits via the front door of the place.
Okay.
It also doesn't look like there are any other doorways on the outsides.
All right. Well, if we can figure out a way to kind of safeguard a location right where we are, then maybe that's the thing to do. I'm going to guess that these guys don't come climbing the mountain very often, like at all.
You think you think the most important thing for you to do is make sure that the object is not visible, especially in the sunlight from where you are from below.
That
I think from Naya's perspective, she wants the device to not be visible, at least not obvious. She doesn't want, we'll have to like put dirt on it so that it doesn't glint with sunlight.
Shiny.
And so that it's not easily disturbed by wind. If somebody comes along and picks it up, that's different. That's just serendipity. But, wind moving it off of a perch, we need to make sure that doesn't happen.
The beetle-like hooks on the sides of this frisbee are designed to be very sturdy, so you may need to hammer them in to, for example, like a stone wall. But once you do that, they will stay there as long as you do it right.
Okay. All right.
Well, then I think Ambergreen would be the best person to place it too. Probably have a good ability to deal with stone here, right?
So I was actually thinking about that. I'm a clay dwarf.
Yes.
So, I do have stone cunning. Oh, it doesn't even explain what it is.
Oh, hang on. All right, let's look up the specifics of that.
You might be right, though.
Stone cunning gives you advantage in. It makes you proficient in history checks related to stonework.
That's right. Otherwise, I mean, my strength bonus is +3, so athletics or climbing is +3. That's not shabby.
Better than Naya's.
Yeah, if you drink that potion of climbing, you'll have advantage on strength checks to do climbing here. So I think the way I do it is have you make a strength check to climb and place this thing, and to cast a spell on it from there.
Right, exactly. I'm like casting a spell while I'm hanging off the side of a rock.
Yeah.
Which probably involves me like one-hand flute playing.
That's what the potion's for.
All right, so is that 3 strength checks?
We can actually just make it 1 strength check here.
With advantage?
Yeah, you'll have it'll be in athletics, in fact.
Okay, got it.
So yeah, you'll have advantage on it if you drink that potion. Very nice.
Yeah, that'll work.
Okay. So what you're able to do is kind of scoot down a few feet down the side of this cliff here, which I think was the plan. And
yeah, I think so.
Hammer that thing into place after putting the battery into it. Now you're probably going to want to calibrate it once it's in place and before you cast the glyph as well.
Yeah, I mean, we also need to let Dex know we pulled it off.
Yeah, well, that's after I've got it all set up, I think.
Okay. Do you want to cast the glyph of warding on it first?
Yeah.
Okay. So then you spend an hour doing that. During that time, everybody else, the salamander, the blue salamander down below, does not move. And you, in fact, don't see any movement from the drawbridge or anything. So you don't think anybody noticed you put this device here as of yet. Now, Ambergreen, now that you've inserted the battery, you've hooked it onto the wall here, and you have cast your glyph of warding. I believe we said you were probably just planning on making it explosive?
Yeah.
Okay. So this thing will be marked with explosive runes. And what is the trigger for that?
I think it's just contact, right? Something touching it.
Anybody that's not from the expedition, perhaps touching it.
Yes. Yeah, I guess. Yeah. How specific can I get? I wonder.
Let me see. I think you can just say. I don't think you have to be super specific. Let's see. Creature kind or alignment. You could set the conditions for creatures that don't trigger the glyph, such as those who say a certain password.
Yeah. I'm reading it right now. So yeah, I guess maybe I'll set a password, and we'll tell home base what that is.
Okay, what's the password?
It's Garfnage.
Okay. Now, one last thing you're gonna have to do to get this working is to calibrate it. As you get it into place and start following Dex's instructions to get this calibration done, you are able to make contact with him where he is stationed at Orvis. However, the you can barely hear what he's saying, and you can't see him. There is a soft static noise that drills into your ears. You're gonna have to make an Arcana check to get this thing working.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I can't find my page. Okay. How about that?
All right.
Nice roll.
I'm like, I just kind of smack it on the side a few times.
Yeah. So, basically, your communication with Dex goes from him, basically being like, "Can you hear me? I can. I see con. You can't really understand what you're saying. Oh, what?
Kick it.
Right, and I smack it on the side and like hold it up in the air.
Well, it's nailed to the wall. Remember?
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I just gotta smack it a few times then.
Jiggle it.
Jiggle it, wipe it off.
Make sure you say the password when you jiggle it.
Yeah. Always say Garfnage before you touch it.
And after a moment, the field stabilizes, and you're able to see a very small window, and hear Dex's voice clearly, as though you were standing right next to him. And he says, "Oh, good, it worked. I see you. Can you hear me?"
Yeah. Hey, hello.
He says, "Oh, it looks like everything is working. Did it go okay? Is it in good position? Your face is kind of in the way."
Yeah, looks like it's working now. Here, let me get out of the way for you so you can see.
Okay, he looks down and he says, "Okay, this will work." Okay, then everything is good here. We'll monitor this. You all get out of there as soon as you can, and take care of yourselves on the way back.
Sweet. All right, then I guess I'll climb back down and
Ask
like,
him how
"It's
things
working,
are
everyone."
going. Ask him how things are going.
Yo,
If,
call up to me.
we need to check on any of the other forts, or if everything's okay right now.
All right, I'll ask.
He says, "Oh well, I haven't heard from anybody else that anything of note has been going on. So it seems like since you left Harpum, everything is okay."
Cool. All right, then. I shot that down.
Oh, good.
So you clamber back up and leave that in its location.
To the best of my abilities, then I'll be taking some amount of dirt that I can kind of move into place there around it. Set it as firmly as I can. And
All right, you make me an Arcana check, and that'll determine how stealthy this is.
Sure.
Pretty good. Yeah, you're able to kind of shield it, make sure it still has a good view of everything, but cover up the unnecessary part and make it a little less visible.
Right. Barring any random catastrophe, this should give us a lot of information. Knowing what their exact numbers are and their forces will make it a lot easier to deal with the next time around. We'll know if they're starting to set out with numbers.
Should also let us know, or at least keep track of whether or not any of these siblings are working together in greater numbers than we've already seen.
Right.
And in greater numbers.
If that's the case, that would have to be in order from on high, I imagine. Sounds like these two were unique in being fair, while the others, it sounds like, preferred to be the masters of each individual domain.
It does seem that way, but
once again, those orders can come down from on high at any time, and we won't know.
Yeah.
They start mobilizing troops, then we'll be at least able to see it and have a little advance notice.
Once they decide to upgrade us from a nuisance threat, I'd imagine we'll maybe see those sorts of alliances. I don't think they really fully see us as a threat still.
I would much rather be consistently underestimated by this
Same.
group.
Agreed.
All right, let's get out of here.
Let's head back.
You guys safely evacuate the fort area and go back up the mountain a little ways. Now, was your plan to further scale the mountains?
I'd like to open up the few points that we have on the map.
What I can tell you is that if you get a high enough point of view, you'll get a lot of map cover uncovered.
Yeah. Let's keep going east and go up the mountain range.
Where, I guess, is the highest peak we can kind of discern from here? The highest, closest peak?
Because we have
any one of those large-looking mountain tiles on the map will cover very high peak.
So if we go north, that would probably be just as good.
Yeah, I like that.
All right. It shouldn't be too rough getting through mountains since I've got mold earth that can kind of make any difficult area easy and make bridges, etc.
We kind of leave a trail of our exploration. Mostly just because we're still kind of deep in enemy territory.
You have no idea how frequently those princelings or their minions travel up around these hills.
Or what can be seen from above if they're...
Yeah. The limited time that we've spent here, though, we haven't seen any of them walking the mountains or the foothills, although they may be able to fly. So we don't know.
But I don't know if their dragon lord is in fact a dragon, but to my knowledge, most of those fly.
Right. Yeah, I mean, honestly, it's felt weird to me that we actually haven't seen any comings and goings of late, like from this place since we've been here.
I assume they had a teleporter.
Well, like Moiro's
Moria?
stronghold. Yeah, Morio's little stronghold.
Right.
Yeah, right.
Indeed, there was a teleport circle in that one. And Magnius told you about the spellcasters he was allied with who were responsible for teleporting them back and forth.
Right. Yeah, I also think that heading up into the mountains at least gives us a chance to like keep looking back at our emplacement while we still have line of sight on it to see how like actually visible it is.
Good point.
Yeah, that's pretty wise.
Okay. Then if you guys want to move, what we'll do is we'll start with Amber Green. We'll say you camped out here safely through the night, and we'll get on to the next morning.
What would one have to roll in order to like pick out a good lookout peak?
Like I said, getting high enough up is really just going to be a matter of travel time. So any one of those big mountains will do for that. It will these will be difficult terrain. So you will only be able to move 2 hex a day here.
It's basically one action to make a section that's difficult terrain into normal for an hour. So
I don't just mean that it's like uneven terrain, but you're going to have places where you need to like find a trail to go up and down. You may need to scale cliffs, or you may need
Throw
to
rope down and pull someone else
rope
up.
down, pull somebody else up with your supplies and everything. You may find a gap that you cannot cross and just need to straight up turn around or spend some time casting spells and stuff to get across. I know you guys are able to do that sort of thing, but it takes time. So it's all of that stuff together that makes mountains difficult to traverse.
That's kind of what I was getting at when I was like, is there a peak that looks like it has a good path towards it or something like that?
Most of these seem kind of unexplored, right?
Yeah, nobody from the commission has been here. The only reason they're on your map is because you're able to see them from afar. So this is a long mountain range that you've been aware of existing for some time.
Yeah, not like a made path, like a game path or something like that.
Yeah, or even just like a flood path, or yeah.
That's what I meant. Like in Colorado, it's hella easy to spot the flat irons would be an easy peak to climb.
Yeah, I mean going north here is definitely not a bad idea. You think?
Okay.
So Amber Green, I will ask you to roll an encounter check as you're moving.
All right, I did move us already, so
Cool.
two.
Nothing eventful happens on a 2. So Nimbus is up.
all
and
right.
so that first one took half of your day. This is going to take the second half of your day.
So we're going to be camping pretty high up.
Yeah.
For the night.
Were we able to unlock the rest of the map to the left, to the west as we moved?
Oh, when you get there, this will certainly happen.
We've not crested peak.
Okay. Nimbus, I just want you to make that encounter check roll, just in case something cool happens. Nope, 2 is still good.
We get the sunset view while the map opens up. That's an event all in itself.
Yeah,
the whole sweeping cinematic camera.
All right.
Go and log on sunrise, sunset in the same.
This is going to take some time, so please stand by while I clean out some of these tokens.
Sorry.
Okay. So Obviously, all of this territory is going to be stuff that you can.
If you just want to do like the borders for now.
Oh no, I'll do all of it.
Okay.
I don't think our session is going to go too much longer in any case. And I want to make sure I don't forget anything, and I want to make sure that I tell you. See.
Awesome moment is happening, and like the view is before us. Elvis Taver is scribbling down on his map, ferociously, and then like and shows Mont Lauren his notes, and he's all like, Demira's view, and it marks our location right here.
Oh, she's gonna hate that.
Demira's lookout. Demira's scouring. Demira's fuck.
Who's Demira?
Your boss.
The Brigadier, yeah.
Gotcha.
Okay, so that'll be it, I think. We'll do a couple more southward for you. These are the lowlands.
Thank you.
Now, you are not going to be able to see across the mountains to the east.
Are there just higher mountains?
Because allow me to double check this so that I'm not lying to you. But yes, this is a rather deep mountain range, and you would have to do quite a lot of climbing and traversing to get across the range. More than a single hex is worth. You'd have to go, and you can tell that just from here. There are further mountains to your east. I can give you like another layer of them though.
Does Nimbus send Badath up for? Well, I guess it doesn't matter if we're able to see. Yeah, at least that far.
Yeah, so I'll give you that much to the east, and then to the west, we need to do. I think it's gonna be something like. That map. I want to make sure I'm revealing an appropriate amount of stuff for you too.
Did you remove our turn order while it was covered up by my character sheet?
I closed it. When the DM closes that, it closes for the players. So yeah.
Just I moved my character sheet and to look at the turn order and was like, oh, it's gone.
Oh boy, that's either.
Oh yeah, is that sand?
Which is not good.
Yeah,
very not good. Or it's a desert, which is even worse.
I was gonna say that looks like sand dunes to me.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to clear out all these blocks. Now, in the sunset that you were seeing, to your north and a little bit west, way out in the distance, just at the edge of where you can see, you see what you think could be a city. You also see something strange and difficult to describe. It is like a shining gleam that seems to have no source. It's like sunlight dancing over water.
But without the water.
But without the water, and also perpendicular to the earth.
Oh, gotcha.
In the same area. That is up here.
Oh, maybe mirage off the sand?
Heat haze? Like
yeah, maybe.
Haze. Or there's something weird about that desert. And you said it's like watery?
It's gonna be difficult.
Imagine like if you've seen the sun reflecting off of the ocean.
Okay.
And how it just like turns the ocean for an extent just blinding white.
Gotcha.
Kind of like that.
Okay.
But there you are. That is quite a lot of space uncovered.
I would say that's good work, well done, in terms of uncovering the map for a single trip up in the mountains.
Yeah, hell yeah.
There's so much more to this inlet. It's not a lake anymore. It's definitely bigger than that.
Yeah, like an inland sea or something.
Right. Yeah.
And so you are all making camp. I assume Alvis Taver is furiously scribbling the whole time.
Trying to find the right font size.
Yeah. What?
Yeah.
The Contrail font is the official one.
Thank you. Because it's the first lookout point. This one's important.
Yeah.
I mean, it should be Demir's Peak, right? Like, you're gonna let the pun go?
Well, because it's not the peak.
Right. I was saying
you're on
EEK.
Oh yeah. I suppose you're not on the peak. No. But you're on a peak of many.
No, PEEK. Peak.
Right. See, it's a pun. Never mind.
I got it.
So, while you are all sleeping, while you have made your camp, about 3 a.m. is when you are struck by the first wave of the Redshift.
Okay. Do we...
Gotta go fast.
Yeah, we're gonna have to hustle now.
There's no discussing it with Alvis. We're going.
What's the closest one? The tower? Arissa's tower?
That's 96. That's 114. That's 108. Yeah, it would be Arissa's.
Arissa's tower. Well,
as long as nothing has gone wrong, your allies should be there.
We can kind of see the general location for all of these too. So
yeah,
we'll just start heading towards the field of flowers.
Yeah.
Yep.
We should be there in 3
that
days.
field of flowers stands out quite clearly, and you should be able to move pretty quickly as usual. So I think we'll cut it short for tonight, and then come back to you guys getting back there next time.
Sounds good.
All right.
Cool. Excellent.
Cool.
Thank you for DMing, sir.
Yeah, thanks for the session, man.
Thank you for joining, everyone.
Thank you, sir.
Good work. See you next time.
Nautical landmark, question mark, please.
Nautical landmark?
Canonical
landmark. You're gonna have to run that by the bus.
I don't know if you put it on the map and enough people use it.
That was saying, that's how you. That's
It's
how it happens.
already on the map.
Yeah, but then you have
exactly.
Yeah, but you gotta show it to other people instead of adopted.
No, I also put it there, so that's why I was asking.
Yeah, my advice is to not mention it, because if she, if she doesn't say anything and the map becomes official.
Good point. And I've already made myself out as an ace who makes maps. So you know what? Good point. All right.
So we'll
Cool, guys.
Night,
we'll send
guys.
you guys over there next time. Thank you for joining, everyone.
Yeah, cool. Thanks,
Thank you,
guys.
sir.
Thanks,
Good night, everybody.
Thanks, man.
See you later.
Bye, everybody.